Welcome to The Explainer. So, picture this. It's Christmas Eve, and a deal drops that could totally reshape the future of AI. We're talking about the undisputed chip king, NVIDIA, making a move that has everyone talking.
And the number, wow, $20 billion. That was the headline. For that price, it looked like NVIDIA had just snapped up Groq, a really cutting-edge AI chip maker that was making some serious waves.
But was it really an acquisition? Okay, let's get into this, because this wasn't your simple, straightforward purchase. The truth here actually reveals a new and, honestly, incredibly clever playbook that's starting to emerge in big tech.
All right, so to really get what happened here, you first need to know who we're talking about. The two main players in this story are basically a dominant giant and a disruptive genius.
So on one side, you've got NVIDIA. Their GPUs, they're the powerful, all-purpose workhorses of the entire AI world. But their real secret weapon, their moat, is something called CUDA. Now, you can think of CUDA like the Windows or Mac OS for their chips. It's this whole software platform that literally millions of developers have spent years learning. And that creates this massive, almost unbreakable hold on the market.
And then you've got Groq, founded by this guy, Jonathan Ross. Now, he is not just some engineer. This is the genius who, back when he was at Google, invented the Tensor Processing Unit, the TPU. And the TPU was the proof. It was the thing that showed the world that a specialized chip, one designed just for AI, could absolutely demolish a general-purpose chip on those specific tasks.
Okay, now we need to talk about the single most important concept at the heart of this whole deal. And that word is inference. You're going to hear it a lot because this is where the real money is going to be made in AI.
See, this whole battle isn't just about who makes a better chip. No, it's about who is going to own the most profitable slice of the entire AI economy.
So, in the AI world, you can basically split all the work into two big phases. First, there's the training. This is where you spend a ton of computing power and money teaching a model how to think. And then there's inference. And that's pretty much everything that happens after that, actually using the model to get answers, to generate text, you name it.
And Jonathan Ross himself, the founder of Groq, he puts it perfectly. He says you spend your money when you're training the models, you make your money when you're actually doing inference. The economics are just completely different.
So, this is the crucial takeaway right here. Training a model, that's a massive one-time cost, a capital expense. But inference, that happens every single time someone uses the AI. It's a recurring cost, an operational expense that scales directly with how many users you have. It's like an annuity. It's that predictable, long-term revenue stream that every single company is chasing. That is the prize.
Which brings us right back to that Christmas Eve announcement. Because it wasn't a simple buyout. No, it was something far more strategic. We're looking at a whole new kind of corporate deal here.
Yeah, when you actually read the fine print, the deal was officially called a, get this, non-exclusive inference technology licensing agreement. The keywords there, non-exclusive, and the fact that Groq would continue to operate as an independent company. So right away, you know this is no ordinary acquisition. And this perfectly illustrates a new playbook in Silicon Valley that people are starting to call acqui-licensing. It's basically a four-step move. First, you announce a non-exclusive licensing deal, not a full buyout. Second, you hire the key talent. We're talking the founder, the president. Third, you get control of the core intellectual property, the IP. And fourth, you do all of this while cleverly sidestepping a potential antitrust review. It's brilliant, really.
And make no mistake, this isn't a one-time thing. We've seen this exact same pattern recently with Meta and Scale AI, and also with Google and Windsurf. It is fast becoming the go-to strategy for the tech giants to absorb innovative startups without setting off all the antitrust alarm bells.
So the big question is, why? Why this whole complex maneuver? Well, because this deal is an absolutely masterful strategic play that reveals how NVIDIA plans to dominate the next decade of AI.
This move was both defensive and offensive at the same time. On defense, it totally neutralizes the threat from specialized chips, the very kind that Groq's founder invented at Google to compete with NVIDIA in the first place. And on offense, it's an aggressive push to own the future of inference, because that's where they see the real long-term sustainable money.
What's so fascinating here is that it's basically merging two totally different business models. You've got NVIDIA, who sells the hardware, the chips, and then you had Groq, which had actually pivoted to selling inference directly as a service through an API.
So, what happens next? What's the likely outcome here? Well, it's pretty clear NVIDIA isn't about to start selling inference as a service themselves. No, instead, they're probably going to package Groq's super-efficient inference technology and sell it as a complete hardware solution to their massive, existing customer base.
And here it is, the final piece of the puzzle, the end game. It's all about bringing Groq's specialized hardware under the giant umbrella of their powerful CUDA software. Remember, that's the operating system for their chips. By doing this, they create one seamless platform for developers, making it super easy to use both their GPUs and Groq's tech together. And that just locks everyone even deeper into the NVIDIA ecosystem.
So when you step back and look at it, by getting the IP and the genius behind their biggest competitive threat, NVIDIA has basically bought a huge claim on the future of AI. They've neutralized the threat, and they've acquired a massive opportunity. The only question that's left now is, can they actually build it?